Hey guys, Adrian here for 2pg.com, your great source for multiplayer games on the web with a great achievement and rank system, socializing system, point system, all of that great stuff. So go ahead and sign up today at 2pg.com. So today we're going to be taking a look at Territory War, one of the many games over here at 2pg.com, a great single player and multiplayer game. There's tons of different modes you can play in. Basically, it's that of a throwing game. You are essentially have two teams, and you are trying to cross the distance across certain maps and missions and throw projectiles, weapons, shoot enemies, and it's more of a strategic based game where you want to position yourself where you can hit enemies and they obviously cannot hit you. So you're trying to fight for your territory, and it's a battle of death over the island or whatever you're trying to control. Game mechanics are pretty simple. You can throw grenades, you can use guns, you can use boots, you can kick people essentially. All this fun little stuff here. So again, you can check out the game here. You can rate it over here at 2pg.com with an account, and you can of course share it out to your many favorite social networks. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the game itself. Alright, so here it is, Territory War. You have a couple modes here. You have campaign mode, that's a single player mode, and again, what's special about this game is there's so many versatile ways to play it. There's so many different ways to play it, and it really is a strategy based game at the core of it. Two people can play it, or you can just play it by yourself. You can control all the AI, and you can play against, CPUs. I like to play it personally as just the campaign mode. I like to go through the mission battles. I also like to set up custom battles. That's also a really fun thing here you can do. So that's definitely something you can use to practice or learn to play better. You can go into custom battles, and what that allows you to do is go, you can play one versus a second. You can play against a friend, so you can do that. You can play against yourself if you just want to kind of practice. I like to use that, again, a way to practice against myself. Player 1 versus player 2, you can just learn to control both there. You also have challenges. Challenges allows you to do test against certain stuff that you have here. You can submit your time to the leaderboard, so that's also a fun competitive way to play the game with the challenges system. You have options. Options allows you to adjust the quality. I like to play on high. You can erase your data if you want to erase all your saved data with the game. You can view stats and credits. You have instructions on how to play the game. You can learn a little bit more about playing it and every control, all of that good stuff. You can also, of course, play campaign, which is just the single player, which is what I like to play. So right now I'm on mission 2, for example. So you can see here the CPU is back for a rematch on the island, but they brought an extra player. So I'm guessing in this case, yeah, I only have 3 players. So you get to name your team. So I can be like Team X, for example, and I can have, named. I can name each of my my team members here if I want to do that. In this case, I'm just having name 1, 2, 3. I'll hit start here, and you can see Team X versus the CPU in this case. And I can skip this whole intro, and these are the basic menu. So basically it goes turn by turn basis. I move my guy, I can tell him to stay, I can move him, and then once I move him into position, I can allow him to throw grenades, shoot, or kick the enemy if he's in melee distance. I can view the map hitting the V key, and I can use the arrows to kind of navigate where I'm at, and I can see that in this case now they have 4, in mission 1 they had 3 enemies. I can turn the music on or off, so in this case I'll just turn it off for this purpose. And I can scroll the stage, and I can go back to the game here. So I can say I can use arrow. I can use these keys right here, these buttons, or I can just use the 1 and 2 keys. So I'll hit that, and I can travel only a certain distance in this case. So I can see there if I move back, the distance traveled goes back. But anyway, moving forward, any way you move forward, you have a distance traveled meter. You can only travel so much, and jumping causes that to move a little bit more. So in this case, I want to move about this far, and I can say stop right here. And then I get to choose my weapon of choice, a grenade, a gun, or a boot, or I can just choose to stay. In this case, I'm not really in range to shoot anybody. I might be able to hit the Joe character here, so let's why not? Let's try and go for a gunshot. So I'm going to try and angle it. You want to angle it. It really is that strategic game. And then once you have it, you can take the shot. And in that case, no shot, so it looks like it's their turn. So the CPU gets to go, he gets to move, and he gets to take his chance, and he throws a grenade there, and he misses. And you can also, the crazy thing about this, and one of the tips, is there's friendly fire, so you really want to be careful in terms of throwing grenades and using any projectiles that may hit your own player. You can even, if they're in the line of fire when you're shooting a gun, that can also damage them, so you also want to be careful in that aspect. So you do want to be wary of that. So in this case, I'm going to use a grenade, which is more of an area of effect damage, and you want to use that, and you want to throw it to a certain degree and use certain power. So you can see there I was able to knock off one of the CPUs straight into the water, which means I instantly damage him. You can see there they got both of my players there in that case. So then I get to move my 3rd player. In this case, I kind of want to keep him far back with the rest. I don't want to move him too much forward. I'm going to lob a grenade, and it's not that far. So again, you can see that projectiles really do have that physics to it. and it bounces off items and stuff like that. So in this case, you can see that the CPU used the gun there in order, and I'm going to move down now to level it out, the playing field there, and I'm going to try and get a headshot on Steve since he's close up. And I'm going to try and angle it and shoot the gun there. You can see a headshot does a big amount of damage, but then I just left myself vulnerable. But in this case, he can't shoot past his own guy, so the CPU ends up hitting his own guy there. So now I can move my guy down and level out the playing field and probably deliver the final blow to Steve here. And aim it, and there you go, headshot. So you can see the animation there for the headshot. So that's basics of the game. I mean, you go through and again, you can do this in challenge mode. There's different challenges. You can do different missions, and as you go on, the levels get harder, all of that good stuff. So there's a lot of stuff worth checking out in this game, and it's definitely a fun game to play if you're into these strategy-based games, really turn-by-turn games, and projectile sort of games. One of the many games you will find over here at 2pg.com. This is Territory War. Again, sign up to account over here at 2pg.com to find many games like this, rate them, share them, all of that good stuff. Again, Territory War.